FCC Chairman Ajit Pai is on a deregulation spree. See, not only is he planning to eliminate the Title II regulations on internet service providers, as well as dismantle net neutrality rules, but he's also been very, very busy favoring large telecommunications companies like Verizon, whom he had used to be a lobbyist for. Now, since he was named chairman in January, according to David McCabe from Axios, he has, quote, rewritten the rules of the information age so thoroughly that there is no mode of communication under his control where the rules aren't looser than they were a year ago. Now, a lot of these changes, of course, allow for more media consolidation because, yay, having 6 media corporations in control of everything that you see on television wasn't consolidated enough, right? We have to have maybe 2 or 3, maybe 1, and that might be Sinclair Media, at least if Pai has anything to say with it about it and the right wing. But collectively, according to McCabe, he writes, they will likely alter the way people experience the internet, broadcast TV, and even AM radio for years to come. Pai has deregulated so much that for deregulation's sake, he has decided to deregulate the telegraph industry. Oh, telegraphs? Oh, I'm totally going to deregulate those. We're regulating those? No, deregulate. Good God, man. The extent that this man enjoys favoring industry has now become comical. It has crossed the line. But what's not funny is, of course, what's going to happen if we continue to lose these protections, especially Title II and net neutrality. But this guy, look, you might ask, okay, look, what's the point of him deregulating all this industry? Well, it's to tell all these companies, I mean, especially when it comes to telegraphs, right? Nobody uses telegraph anymore. But he's like, you know what, companies, I'm making a point. The FCC is open for business. So we're going to take your bribes and we're going to, I'm going to put them in my pocket and then I'm going to do your bidding because that's what I'm here for. He couldn't get more of an industry shill than if he was wearing a shirt that said, insert bribes here. And I'm going to leave it to you guys to imagine where that arrow would be pointing. This is a guy who thinks that companies should all regulate themselves. Now, we see what happened with talk radio after Bill Clinton deregulated it back in the 90s. And we saw the rise of right-wing radio, Clear Channel, buying up all these different radio stations and blasting conservative propaganda all over the Midwest and many rural areas, right? When you see that and think about that, the effects that deregulation has had, you kind of get to understand what the whole purpose of this is. They look at the success of the right wing and they realize we can do this again, this time involving the internet. I mean, think about it, right? Right now, all we see on, for example, the radio, as I said, right-wing radio stations have pretty much taken control, right? There's very, very few left-leaning talk radio stations. I think the last big one was Air America, and I believe now one of the only ones is Pacifica, right? They're doing the same thing to television, but right now all you see is pro-corporate talking points, and now you've got Sinclair Media that's buying up all these smaller stations. Some of the earlier decisions from Ajit Pai were, again, allowing those mergers, allowing those acquisitions for Sinclair Media. And I've reported on that before. Young Turks have reported on that before. A lot of different outlets have been looking at Sinclair Media, and we're going, oh my God, here we go. This is Clear Channel 2.0. And now they're coming for the internet. And that's really the purpose, right? This next step, eliminating net neutrality, is basically their push to crush independent progressive media. I know some of you might be like, oh, come on, man, really? That sounds pretty conspiratorial, pretty fanciful. But no, we have the evidence. We've seen this movie before. They're doing it again. At first, again, it was a left-leaning radio stations. Then it's, cable TV, which has been become more right-wing, more corporate, more establishment, and now they're eliminating these Title II protections, and that's going to give corporations an enormous advantage over their opposition. And look, it's not only going to crush left-wing guys, it's also going to crush right-wing guys, too, on YouTube and, other channels. So, where's all the free speech advocates on the alt-right, by the way? Because they're going to allow these corporations, the corporate media, to come in and crush them as well. But that's okay. They're going to own all that media anyway. So they're fine with it. Look, they despise competition. These companies do. And they're going to make sure that they use all their newfound powers given to them by their lobbyist shill, Ajit Pai, to go and do that. And as I said, Pai is absolutely giddy about it. In fact, at a dinner on Friday, he joked about being a puppet of Verizon and about the industry colluding, right? It's real funny that you're looking to dismantle the internet as we know it on behalf of Verizon and Comcast. It's absolutely fucking hilarious, man. Comcast is actually one of the most despised companies out there in America. I think the most despised telecommunications company. I don't know which one is more hated, Comcast or Electronic Arts, which isn't an ISP, I realize, but when it comes to companies Americans hate, I think EA actually is far more despised than Comcast. But as far as ISP is concerned, Comcast, I think, takes the cake. But there's a lot of these ISPs that have regional monopolies that are just despised by the American people, and that's because they use their power, they use their regional monopolies in order to crush competition and raise their rates. Nonetheless, these companies, Comcast, Verizon, AT&T, they don't care about public opinion. They all want net neutrality gone. The people, you look on Ajit Pai's Twitter, every time he tweets something out, I'd say about 90% of the replies are all regular people that are like, you're a fucking liar. You're a liar, Ajit Pai. You're lying to us again. Why are you lying to us? We don't want net neutrality repealed. We want to keep net neutrality. We want to keep a fair and open internet. But Ajit Pai doesn't represent the people. And it shows. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.